Welcome back to Leap of Fate, the first impression series where we jump right into the action. I'm your host, Dylucke, and today we'll be exploring the unexplored in unExplored. So let's jump right into the action here. Welcome to the dungeon of unExplored. So, as you might notice, this is our little character right here. He has an eye right at the front. And it looks a little weird, but it is there for good reason, because it shows you which direction you're looking. It actually really helps. Because if the eye wasn't there, you wouldn't really know where to look. So, yeah, there's that. Also, we got these little white pointy things right here, which are basically our short sword and dagger. The short sword you can use to poke people with, and the dagger you can actually throw at people, which is pretty neat. There's a lot of throwing in this game, including potions and such. You can even throw a potion if you're not sure if it is like a good potion for you, because this is one of those games that has you find out if the potion is actually useful or damaging. So there's that. Also, we got some flint and steel, which we can use to light items like torches on the walls, like this. But like you saw there, we basically gave up our hidden status. You can get into the hidden status by just walking really slow and by being in the shadows. So the more shadows there are, the more hidden you are. I really like that stuff that you pick up has multiple uses. I mean, you can use, like, let's say we could use a torch to light our way. Or we could use a torch to basically burn down a whole room if it contains any grass or hay like this. And basically it would kill anything in that room, so you can use your stuff like in multiple ways, and you have to think really carefully about how to use it. Here we got a lot of enemies. So like I said, this might be the time to actually think strategically. Like equip a torch and light it with the flint and steel, and then you can basically throw the torch. And we can use the oil here to make it explode if it reaches the fire. Damn, that was a waste of oil. Well, we just have to poke them to death then. You can basically run into enemies if you don't swing your swords or daggers. Some items, some weapons I mean, don't actually have that luxury. I think the axe doesn't actually do any damage if you run into an enemy. Some of the stuff actually has requirements as well. Like, you can see your strength up here. And if you right click the spear, then you can see it does 10 piercing damage. Should an opponent run into your spear, it deals 3 damage. So that's not a lot. So you do have to take that into account when you're trying to run into enemies, that you're gonna do a lot less damage than when you would just stab them. If you have a lower strength, you're gonna have a much longer cooldown on your weapons, because all these weapons have a certain cooldown. If I were to stab, you'll see the item turns black. That's basically its cooldown period. And if enemies decide, hey, his weapon's on cooldown, they will come after you. They will try to strike you down. There's also traps in this game. They even trap the chests sometimes. And you do have like several different classes. For example, the rogue starts out with tools and lockpicks. And he's really good at disarming traps and such. So that's pretty cool that there's like different stuff to handle different things. Of course, if you're playing rogue, you won't be as strong as, say, for example, we're currently playing the adventurer, which is what you start out with. So there's something to take into consideration. However, there are potions that give you strength. You have a character sheet right here, which shows you your strength, archery, hearing, magic lore, all that good stuff. So there is like a decent amount of RPG, like classical RPG stuff behind it. All that stuff doesn't go up itself. You actually need to find items for it, which makes it a little more challenging to become like extremely powerful. I don't like the inventory system in this. It is a little too cluttered and you actually have to drag this up before you can manage this whole inventory. You can manage the other inventory just fine, but not the other one. I would have loved to just have like tiny little thumbnails on those and just drag them around. So I could just drag it out of this and put it in there. But that's not the case. So it's a little, it's a minor annoyance, but it is annoying. So yeah. Anyways, we do have a magical sigil, which is used to create magic weapons or armor or anything really. So basically what you could do here is take the spear and take the fire sigil in this case and then forge. Now you'll see we have a glowing +1 spear. And we also have a skill stone, which apparently is not usable on this. But normally if you have like a +1 weapon or anything, or +1 hearing item or something like that, you can use a skill stone on that and it becomes a +2. And if you use another skill stone on that, it becomes +3, +4, etc, etc, etc. So skill stones are pretty useful. So here we got a boss. Elf Chops the Butcher, something something. He looks kind of frightening. And I don't want to get hit by him because he probably does a lot of damage. There's also 2 of these bats. I just killed one of them. And they are vampiric bats. Like that, they heal. Ah, we got him. We hit him once. Now that bat's gone. That's pretty handy. The Goblin Butcher. Now I really don't want to get hit again by this guy. Oh god, he's making me bleed. And we got him! Woo. Man, that was pretty intense. He dropped a lot of stuff. He dropped an incineration potion. He dropped magic leather armor. He dropped a cleaver, which I have never seen before. Okay, the marine mages. I have never seen this. And it does a lot of damage. Oh my god. That was really, really powerful. And with that, I would like to give some final thoughts on the game. Now, I really liked the visual cues they put in. Like, especially the eye is pointing like towards the front of your character. So it gives more of a sense like, hey, this is my front. And you'll walk this way if you press W or whatever you're using. So yeah, there's like a lot of those visual cues in the game. Especially with the barrels and chests is something I really like. Because not a lot of games actually show like, hey, there's something in this chest. There's actually something visual in the chest. And conversely, they also show like, this is an empty barrel. It's not worth checking out, you know? It saves a lot of time of checking out every damn barrel and chest, so I can really appreciate that. The graphics itself are really simplistic. Of course, the dude that made this isn't an artist, as far as I know. I really like the combat, because it is simple. Yet the enemies make it really challenging. Because they will try to find out, like, hey, what's this guy's weak spot? Maybe I can walk around him. Maybe I can stab him in the back. Maybe I can throw some magic at him that bounces off the wall. Or maybe I can just shoot a bunch of magic because he has only a simple shield. Or no shield at all. So the enemies can get pretty smart. Especially on hard, they will get really smart and try to flank you and stuff like that. So I can really appreciate that. I really like that. And it makes for a challenging game. It's like, it's already a little dependent on your gear, but it depends mostly on your smarts. How smart are you about trying to defeat this enemy? How smart are you about using your items and stuff like that? I mean, you can use your torch to light a whole room on fire if it contains any grass. So there's a lot to think about while playing this game, which I like. I mean, I like games that make you think. I like games that are not like... It is straightforward, but... It's like, hey, you can do more than just this. You can also use this item for this, or you can try and walk around the enemy yourself, or what have you. There's a lot of possibilities in this game. So, yeah. With that, I would definitely like to say that I would really recommend this game to anyone that loves roguelikes. It is a definite must-have. And with that out of the way, I would like to thank you for watching. If you liked this video, then please leave me a like or a comment down below. Sharing is caring and much appreciated. If you haven't already, then please hit that subscribe button with all your might. If you would like all of my episodes, of the new ones, to come into your emails, then please hit that bell button right next to the subscribe button and you'll get an email as soon as a new one goes up. I hope you guys liked the game, I really did, and I'll see you guys in the next Leap of Faith. Bye!